Hello there comrades, welcome back to another video. Today we are back on JuiceCraft once again. A lot has happened since the last time we made the video. Yes, a lot. First thing first, I brought 2 new comrades to the server. So that means 6 more plots for me to build on with them. So that means even better plots and more plots. And more videos. So that's pretty good. Second good news, my balance system is now finally working again. So I can finally get some extra money now. That has been long waited. Top it off. Plot 8, which the plot next to the medieval plot I was talking about. Non-progress has been made, but something very epic is appearing on that very soon. But now let's just focus on this plot I made with 2 friends. Is this? Yes, it's pretty good in my opinion. It looks pretty cool. It's a sort of war plot, because that's the only thing I'm good at, making war stuff. But yeah, I've worked together with the friends, and let's just start here, because here's where we started. I like to start where we start. You get to do. Here we have some tents, just some tents for the military base. You have the hospital. You have some sleeping beds, with sleeping beds, yeah, that's what you most of the times do when you're in a bed, sleep. Some storage. We have the tent of the general, sort of the leader, general, I think, just the right word. Another small tent, and we have this one, again with some supplies. You have the ambulance for the hospital, which... Here you can see my first friend. This is Maki, and yeah, he worked together with us, and he's the medic, he's the driver of this ambulance. These sugar boxes are just for the custom head, so don't mind these. Some coffins, and some guys are looting. And overall, if you take a closer look over here, you can see just some soldiers who are just wandering around. We have a train, don't know why, but we just wanted a train on our plot. As you can see, this train is a lot bigger than my train I have on plot 1. But yeah, it's a bit derpy. It has that sort of steampunk style look to it with the chimney. It's just pretty cool. You have a small little cabin and some places for the soldiers to sit. And here we have our first tank, the M5a1 or EZH Sherman. I will show it in detail later. And here we have the train station itself. Here we have some signs, when the train arrives and all that sort of stuff. Some soldiers who are patrolling or guarding this place, just sitting here. And we have the markets where they can buy some food and all that stuff from me and my friend here. If you want to check the plot out for yourself, you do /plot visit Kai Mannetje. He's the owner of this plot, and I just helped. And here we have the ticket booth area, where you would normally buy your tickets. You have another soldier just walking up the stairs, and here we have a small little campfire. Over here you can see they're burning the German flags and all that stuff. They did that, probably. Before I forget it, we have the mine. Pretty cool. We have the mine entrance with some mines and... What is it? Oh, shit. Kai Mannetje, just so you guys know, he loves Kermit the Frog, so yeah. Yes, you have the miners over here. A cool little glass effect lake thingy. Some dead skeletons, just a creepy place overall. And the old machines that the miners used to use here. And a zombie. That's pretty cool. Some TNT and stuff. And over here we have the Grim Reaper. Yeah. Easter egg to plot 5, I think, the Hunger Games plot, where I also had the Grim Reaper. But, it's Kai Mannetje again. Yeah, he's looking at the corner. As you saw, I used a redstone torch to light him up a bit, sort of. I give him a sort of glow effect. So you can see him, because otherwise he would just, stand there and he wouldn't be seen. But like this, you can see him. It's not like he's hiding away in the dark like the skeleton skull. If you guys want to know why there's so much gold in here, check the plot out for yourself and look for the Easter egg, which is somewhere in here. And that was the mine. So we are done with this whole part. Now let's go to the small village over here. We have just a few simple houses with some small interiors. We have this sort of town hall thingy with the major. Although it's not really, it's even too small to be called a village in my opinion. It has 3 houses, so yeah. And of course the Goose Fountain Junior. Every fountain is the Goose Fountain, boys, trust me. Just some people just walking around the place and some military soldiers taking over. That was pretty common, you know, they just, you know, since these are the allies and not Germans, you know, they just ask in the mayor if they can take some houses for some advantageous positions. That is a hard sentence to say if you're not an Englishman. But yeah, these fun little houses and a well and, you know, a nice moon statue. You know, he's just such an awesome guy in my opinion, and without him I would never ever been so close to where I am now. You know, it's just an amazing guy. By the way, the whole JuiceCraft community is. So yeah, do we have the bomb tower over here? Just a little Easter egg to Clash Royale. You know, I think that game is being played a lot again. I even played it, so yeah. It's a little Easter egg, and you have some soldiers or snipers, I should say, just sitting up the hill. And that is this small little area. Now let's get into the real action, shall we say. We have the first thing over here is the M5a1 Stewart. Pretty cool, pretty small tank. Yes, it looked like it. I mean, the turret could use a bit of working. It looked like someone smacked it with a pen, but it's cool. It's a very nice tank. And you can see it's a Stewart. That's what I like about the tanks. You know, you can see which tank it is if you have some interest in history. Here is the EZ8 again. This time in full glory. We have the M3 Stewart, I want to say. Or M2, one of those. Which is destroyed. Yes. And we have a sort of toy tank. The Mark 1 and this one my friend made. I made the other ones. But this is sort of like plot 1, yo, with the mortar and the Red Baron plane. It's sort of like a toy, so you can fire and destroy the Panzer Jaeger, not the Yak Panther, but the Panzer Jaeger. The first, one of the first at least, tank destroyers made by Germany. And of course the thing doesn't even have a fully closed superstructure, so you can imagine if it gets hit by something, the crew would most likely be dead. As you can see, the gunner is dead over here, a driver is dead, and this guy is escaping. I think the thing had a crew of 4, but I was unable to smack another crew man in there. Yes! The balance system is working. That's what I like to see. We have the Panzer F2. This is the F2 model. Pretty good, yeah. It's not a Panzer of the Lake for once. Which, you know, in my plots, it's pretty common. We have this bunker over here with an artillery piece. Pretty good. Pretty good. We have this 242 Ausführung G. This training was based off the Sturmgeschütz, you know, the Stuck 3. It mounted a 105mm. So yeah, pretty big derpy gun. And it had side skirts. We have the Panzer II, which is dead, full of dead. Yeah, you can see it had. I really like the Blackstone, the polished Blackstone. It really adds, you know, it really shows that it's destroyed. I hope you guys could see it was destroyed, but yeah. That's that. We have some fences over here. The bunker doesn't have an interior. For those of you who are wondering, we have the Mark 1 just for the historical feeling, of course. Because of course, Big Willy Mark 1 was one of the first tanks made in history. We have the M3 Lee, or just M3, I think. This is the Lee variant, not the Grand. Really interesting tank the M3 is. You know, people say it's a bad tank, but you know, of course that might be a bit true. Just look at it; it's such a big and derpy tank. But in reality, it did the job it was supposed to do. So it's really not that bad of a tank. We have the Hellcat, the M18 Hellcat over here. The tank destroyer. As you can see, you can go inside. Not that there is much inside, but you know, you can just see a bit of it. So yeah, it's a pretty cool tank. I talked about it a bit in my M36 Jackson video. We have just a regular old M4 Sherman, the old variant. It's got clean swept by the Panther over here. You know, the turret is blown off. And here we have the big cat, the Panzer 1. Pretty good. You know, it's a pretty cool tank. It reminds me of the Lover, but I don't know why. That's another tank, by the way. Last but not least, I think we have the Panzer Jaeger Ausführung M, I think it is. I might be wrong, but you know, it's at least one of the more modern, not really modern, but it's one of the late war designs, I think that's how you call it. And it's destroyed, of course. But yeah, pretty good. We have some explosions around the plot just to fill up those empty spaces a bit. And we have some trenches with some bridges over here. And yeah, final thing I think. We made some track marks. You know, tank tread or track. I don't know. I think those are the same things, but you know, you get the point. Now you can actually see where the tank has driven. Of course, it's not 100% realistic because you know the track marks. Jeez, talking is very difficult. You can see it better on the M5. You know, they should have gone way more over here, but otherwise I would be busy making track marks all over the place. So yeah, now you can see, you know, that the tank was riding somewhere. You know, and that I think is it. I probably forgot something. Hopefully not, but yeah. Anyways, if I did forgot something, I will show it in my 1 year's anniversary version video of JuiceCraft, which is not out in a while, but it will come. So yeah. Thank you guys all for watching. If you enjoyed, feel free to subscribe, like and share the video. And I'll be seeing you all in the next one.